Hey everyone, Darren here with Renaissance Coders. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to learn how to spawn a custom editor window, which will have nothing in it for now, but we're going to be doing this through the use of editor scripting. Now if you haven't seen the first video, go ahead and check that out. In it we show a preview to what we'll be creating in this series, which is going to be an enemy designer window. So the first thing I want to do is create a script to open a window for the enemy designer. So what I'll do is go to Assets and then create C# script, and I'll call this enemy designer window. And before I forget, I want to create a folder called editor, and all of our editor scripts need to go inside of this folder. Okay, now that I've done that, I can go ahead and open up that script. And here we have our enemy designer window script that is fresh. I'll go ahead and delete the contents of that for now. And what we want to start off by doing is adding a using statement for UnityEditor. After that, we want to make sure that this class extends not monoBehavior, but editor window. Now it's worth mentioning that anytime a class is using UnityEditor, that class will not be included in the build version. And again, because we don't want our editor tools to be usable to the end user of our projects, editor tools are primarily for the developer. So anything with this using statement, any script with this using statement will not be included in the build version of the project. Now what we want to do is create a static function for opening the window. And we can call this whatever we want, as long as it's static and as long as it has the MenuItem attribute on top of it. So we'll add this attribute to the top, and in this we'll pass a string value, which is going to represent where this window is accessible through via the toolbar. So we want to be able to go through window, and then we'll say after we click on window, our drop down will give us the option for enemy designer, and that is what's going to open this window. So inside of our static function, we need to add a few lines. The first of which is one of the most important, which is going to be the getWindow call. So we'll say enemy designer window will be the type. We'll call this window, and we'll set this equal to a casted version of the function getWindow. So we want to cast this to our class type, and we're going to call getWindow, which is accessible through editor window, because we are extending our class by editor window. So we'll say getWindow, and then this function needs to accept a type of parameter. So type of, and that's going to be our class. So enemy designer window. So that'll be our first line. The second line is going to be us restraining the size of our window. So we want to make sure that our window never gets too small. So we want to set the min size equal to a new vector 2. And for this window, I thought that 600 by 300, so 600 wide by 300 tall was a good size for the min size. Similarly, you could set window.maxSize, and that will specify the maximum size that your window is allowed to be, but I'm not really interested in setting that for now. After that, all we need to say is window.show, and that's going to be the line that actually opens our window. So let's go ahead and go back to Unity really quick. And after this finishes compiling, we can go up to window, and we'll see enemy designer. And here's our empty custom editor window. I can't actually make the size smaller than this, and this must be 600 by 300, but I can make it as large as I want. So that is going to conclude this tutorial. I'll see you guys in the next video.